Well, good morning. I'm Dan DeRose with 19 News Now, coming to you from our digital desk. That sound means it is time for Cuyahoga's Most Wanted. Every week, we team up here at Cleveland 19 with Crime Stoppers of Cuyahoga County. They give us 3 fugitives that they want featured. These are individuals who have active warrants. They could be on our streets right now doing Lord knows what, but we need them off the street, back into a courtroom so that they can answer to the charges that they face. We're going to bring in Detective Red Dyer with the Cuyahoga County Sheriff's Department. Detective, how are you today?
Oh, fantastic, Dan. How about yourself?
Red, it's good to have you back. Let's talk about our first case. Red, we have covered a number of cases since we started this in November. We have seen all kinds of weapons used in crimes. I can think back to chairs, bottles, lots of different things that are used in assaults. This might be a first for us. Let's walk through the case of Layla Lanham.
Well, Dan, Miss Lanham in 2023 pled guilty to aggravated assault. According to reports, she used a steak knife to stab the victim twice. The victim actually required stitches for their injury. She since violated her probation and a warrant was issued for her arrest. She also has warrants with the Columbiana County Sheriff's Department for non-support and Parma Police for failure to appear on a domestic violence case. She is 5'4" and 105 pounds and was last known to be staying in the 8100 block of Snow Road in Parma.
Whether it's a steak knife, a chair, a bottle, you are not allowed to cause harm to another individual, especially in a domestic violence type situation. Red, let's move on to our second fugitive featured this week. We've got Anthony Lewis. What do we know?
Well, what we know about Anthony Lewis, Dan, is it's alleged that in February of this year, Mr. Lewis was in possession of a stolen 9mm firearm while he was sitting inside of a vehicle. Reports state that he fired a shot through the driver's side window, which shattered it. The bullet traveled across Fulton Road. However, thankfully, it did not strike anyone. Prior to that, it was reported that Mr. Lewis fired 7 shots out of the window of the same vehicle as it traveled down Opportunity Corridor and East 55th Street, excuse me. Mr. Lewis has a history of being in possession of firearms, unfortunately, that he should not have due to a 2018 guilty plea to robbery and having weapons while under disability. He's approximately 5'10" and 175 pounds and was last known to be staying in the 24,000 block of Rockside Road in Bedford Heights.
Shooting weapons from a moving vehicle, obviously multiple felonies on the docket there. Let's get to our third and final fugitive for the week, Lamar Whitfield. What do we know?
Well, we know Mr. Whitfield is wanted for 2 felony cases out of the Cuyahoga County Common Pleas Court. One case is where he failed to appear this past May, where he was charged with carrying concealed weapons. In the other case, he violated his probation in February of this year. The original charge was receiving stolen property from an incident in Parma Heights where he was caught driving a vehicle that had been reported as stolen. Mr. Whitfield has a violent criminal history that dates back to 2006. I mean, I was still in high school, which includes convictions for kidnapping, aggravated assault, escape, and even trafficking drugs, Dan, things we hate to see. He is 6 foot tall and 140 pounds and was last known to be staying in the 9500 block of Preston Ave in Cleveland.
Detective, those are our 3 fugitives. Now it comes down to our viewers, the people who are watching right now. If you're watching on Facebook, we know how this works. We know the power of social media. Simply by clicking share, other people are going to watch this. Maybe they recognize one of our 3 fugitives today, and maybe they make that call to turn someone in. Keep in mind, since we started this program working with Crime Stoppers of Cuyahoga County back in November of 2022, we're on about a 48%, 50% capture rate, whether it's people who are captured, whether they turn themselves in, whether it's people who call in a tip to lead the warrant unit to these individuals. This program works. We know that fugitives are getting off the street, back behind bars because of our viewers, because they're making the call. Now, Red, a lot of people are going to get nervous. I don't want my name on this. I don't want some court document to show up and say, oh, John Smith is the person who called in the tip to turn this individual in. Why do people not need to be nervous about calling the number?
You know, Dan, that is understandable, but I'd like to reassure the public that we don't have caller ID. We don't record the phone calls, take your name, or any identifying information. Everything is referenced through an anonymous tip number that's provided to you, so we don't have any of your information.
And that's the best way to do it, folks. 216-252-7463. You can even go to their website, Crime Stoppers of Cuyahoga County. I believe it's read the website, www.25crime. Do I have that right?
Yes.
25
Or you can use our
crime.
mobile app. Don't forget the mobile app.
Yeah, and the mobile app as well. But again, it comes down to being anonymous. Your name is not recorded. You're given a number. It's sort of your reference number because you called in a tip. You wait 4 or 6 weeks, see if your tip led to that person being picked up. You call that number back. You give them your reference number. And if your tip led to that arrest, you are eligible for that up to $5,000 reward. Money is a huge motivator. Red, I'm going to say it again. Money is a huge motivator. What do we like people to know?
That crime doesn't pay, Dan, but Crime Stoppers does.
Absolutely it does. Up to a $5,000 reward. That is going to wrap it up for us. This week's 3 fugitives. Let's get them off the street. We know that this program works. Again, about a 50% capture rate dating back to November of 2022. The individuals that we feature here, and if you're one of those individuals, you're watching this, you see your face on here, you may want to turn yourself in. It is only a matter of time before somebody does it for you. Detective Red Dyer, thanks for the time today. We appreciate it. We understand some congratulations are in order. You're about to become a father for the first time, and you'll be taking some time off. So we certainly appreciate you joining us every week. We'll see you down the road.
Thank you very much, Dan.
All right, Red, take care. That's going to wrap it up. We're going to feature these individuals again on our early newscast when we start at 3 o'clock. Again, if you have any information, it is very simple to make that phone call, 216-252-7463. For now, I'm Dan DeRosa with 19 News. Hope you have a great afternoon.
19 News is everywhere. Download our CTV apps and follow us on social media at Cleveland 19 News.
All righty, Red. Congratulations, sir.
Thanks so much. I'm very excited.
And again, you don't know what you're having?
We're having a boy.
Oh, you
Baby.
are having a boy. That's right. That's
Yep,
right.
baby.
Congratulations. Patty, I will make sure that we communicate through email. As soon as I sit down at the desk, my desk, I will reply to your last email, and I'll make sure Jeff Slauson is included on that, and we'll make sure you guys are set up for next week.